Hi everyone, it's Karen Cole from Legal Minded Friends, and we have another great question. Attending a DAPP is so backlogged, will I ever see my children again? Well, not to worry, there's good news. With immediate effect, Cafcass has issued new temporary guidance. Before we discuss today's question and the new guidance, if you need to talk to someone, Respect is a free phone helpline that you can call. So please pause this video if you need to jot down the number. So why a DAPP? Well, when couples are fighting and shouting at each other, police might get involved, Child Protective Services might get involved, and one of the referrals that Cafcass can make to the court is to put the perpetrator on a domestic violence program to learn how to be calmer and stuff. You'll hear about that a little bit later. Oh, and I'd better tell you what DAPP stands for, because it's a real tongue twister. It is a Domestic Abuse Perpetrator Program. This program is made by order of the court, often recommended as an intervention that will help the perpetrator, that is the person causing the abuse or the harm or allowing the harm and abuse to happen. So the aim of the program is to help change behavior and develop respectful, non-abusive relationships. Often, like in today's question, contact with the child is stopped, and then the court decides the level of contact depending on the progress made during the program. Well, you can imagine after the pandemic and due to all the restrictions, there was several people who have not been able to see their children because they've not been able to attend the program, as there's been limited access to no access at all. And this has led to a very big backlog. The program is thought to be successful, and as it requires in-person attendance, there might be this view that it is worth waiting for the backlog to catch up. But according to program providers from temper.me.uk, these programs have 70% dropout rate, and they don't work. You can listen to David Eggins and Denise Knowles from Temper Domestic Violence as they discuss the pros and cons of DAPPs in a recent interview they did with Onrecord. Subscribe to Onrecord. I've left a link below, as George and Jill do many great videos on child matters, such as what to do with false allegations in court and can women's charities support men, and other many great videos. So Onrecord discusses the findings that DAPP's attendance is not great, and for family matters not meeting the DAPP's level of intervention needed. You'll be pleased to know that the Ministry of Justice commissioned Cafcass to replace the current process with a new improving child and family arrangement service. The aim of this new service is to have a more tailored approach to meet the needs of individual children and their families, unless the situation is more suitable for a DAPP's program. So what does this all mean? According to familylawweek.co.uk, the temporary process is outlined by Cafcass has issued with immediate effect temporary guidance to support family court advisors when making recommendations, progressing cases in the current context where DAPP provision is severely limited. Cafcass is also establishing a small dedicated team to review the circumstances of families for whom a DAPP has been ordered but not yet completed, prioritizing first those for whom a DAPP has not been commenced. These case reviews will involve a family court advisor reviewing the child's file, speaking with the adults and children to reassess the current risks and options, taking account of the new guidance. The child will be given an opportunity to write to the court explaining the impact for them and their wishes and feelings. For those cases that have been reviewed, Cafcass will request the court's permission to file a further report, and there may need to be a further hearing to consider this. These reports may recommend either that the case remains on the waiting list, as no safe and beneficial arrangements for time with the child are possible without this provision, with appropriate ongoing oversight, including a process of monthly review, or that the application to the court for the existing order for a DAPP can be discharged and an alternative plan informed by the reassessment can be put in place. This could be a final order of no contact, a final order for contact with a safety plan or other provisions, or an interim order for a step-by-step approach to the progression of contact arrangements with a further review and an addendum order. And Cafcass will only start making referral recommendations in reports for new cases once those families with delayed proceedings have been able to progress, unless DAPP is seen to be the most suitable option. In this situation, the family will be added to the DAPP waiting list. It's interesting that the Cafcass chief executive and the president of the family division said, "We recognize how incredibly important it is for children and their families to receive the services they need without delay. The consequences of the pandemic and the essential need for domestic abuse perpetrator programs take place in person. This means this hasn't always been possible. We are working with all involved in the family justice to ensure that people currently waiting to take part in the program are prioritized and that they have measures in place to assure the waiting times are kept to a minimum and regularly reviewed for children and their families." For legal assistance with your personal matter, please contact us by visiting our website. There is a direct link below. And join our YouTube and Instagram free. Thank you.